Okay, we're going to talk about to form a more perfect union. Anybody that's talked to me personally will tell you when it comes to the Constitution, I have a great love for it, tremendous respect for it. And after I found the law, the letter of the law, I found it quite effective in every issue I've taken on. And people from different states ask me about different issues, and I always told them refer to the Constitution. Any law repugnant to the United States Constitution is null and void. It cannot be established. It cannot be enforced. It carries no weight. All right, and there are a lot of laws that are repugnant, state laws, to the United States Constitution, but it's just these different people from different. I've talked to a lot of different people from different states, and it's kind of ridiculous that even when they bring these issues up, you know, nothing changes. So my goal is to make everybody understand what they're going through. We all go through the same thing, and it starts with deprivation of rights, and that starts with your attorney, because you said your attorney in no way, no how got informed consent for you to proceed with the case if he hadn't given you reasonable information to make informed consent. And that would first start with reviewing the rules of professional conduct and the code of judicial conduct with you, the laws within a court of law. These are the laws that are the legal obligations of all lawyers and judges in a court of law. Violating the rules or any of the rules or the codes is misconduct, and any lawyer or judge having knowledge of any rules or codes being violated in any case is mandatory to report these violations. And it's rare that it happens, and that's why I'm teaching you this, so that way you can end the two-tier justice system, if not for all of us, but for yourself and your endeavor. Okay, because once this goes on the record and your case becomes null and void, what happens for you takes a trickle-down effect. It helps others. It's not establishing a new precedence. It's just abiding by the law, word for word, to the letter, as demanded by the letter of the law. Remember, the penalties for violating the letter of the law are you can be fined, removed from public service, being disbarred, removed from the bench, removed from even public office. Okay, but anyways, I know I've used this term before, but it's because of my love of the Constitution. To form a more perfect union means to create a government that is more effective and cohesive than provides one under the Articles of Confederation, and continuously improve upon it. The phrase signifies that the new government under the Constitution will be a significant improvement, but was not intended to be perfect, as it calls for ongoing effort to refine and strengthen the Union and the nation's ideals. Replacing the imperfect system, the Articles of Confederation. The Articles of Confederation were a weak central government that struggled to address national issues, so the framers sought to create a more robust federal structure to achieve common goals. A work in progress, the framers recognized that perfection was unobtainable, and that the Union would always need improvement, as seen by the inclusion of an amendment process in the Constitution itself. Continuous improvement. The phrase is an aspirational goal to suggest a perpetual effort to make the nation better, which includes establishing justice, ensuring domestic tranquility, and promoting the general welfare for all citizens. Balance of power. It also implies a balance of power between the federal government and the states, with unlimited goal of protecting liberty while allowing the Union to function effectively. Okay, this is an article, More Perfect Union, Preamble, the United States talks about it. But the whole goal of that is to evolve, to get better, make things better for all. Remember, the Constitution was written for the greater good, for the needs of the many, not the needs of the few. Okay, so that's been my goal. And the only perfection I'm seeking right now is showing you a whole bunch of laws and the penalties for these laws, and why are nobody facing the penalties for all these laws they're breaking. I told you about penalties for violating the oath, fines, removal from public service, and incarceration. All right, so I mean, it's illegal to violate the oath. So they may not violate the oath directly, but indirectly, and I'm showing you all these other laws, that there's all these other things that are supposed to be happening that aren't happening. And you know it. It's just that you don't know what to do about it and what laws exactly. And I'm showing a lot of different things. I might even have brought up things you haven't even thought of yet. Questions you may not have come up with will come up when you review my videos. Listen, there's a lot to learn. Some people are commenting on just one post. I try reviewing all of them. I mean, they're all cohesive with what's the constitutional obligations of your public servants. I talk about the FBI, the DOJ. I talked about ICE. All you got to do is look up their website, Department of Justice. Go on their website. All their job duties are there. FBI, all their job duties are there. I talked about public service, what it means to be in public service. And that says you don't take orders from politicians or a political party or Wall Street. Your loyalty is to the United States. It says that in every oath. Your loyalty is to the Constitution first. Not to the hierarchy. Not to the president, not to the vice president, not to Congress, not to a politician. And right now, corporations control a lot of politicians. So that's what I'm trying to stop. The corporate rule. I talked to you about corporacy or corporacy. That's corporate rule. All right, they make all the major decisions, the policies, in favor of corporations, and so there's a lot of stuff I'm just trying to show you. I like to read. I'm not a lawyer. I didn't go to law school. I couldn't afford it. But what I could afford was the time. And I had the curiosity. So I used to seek out this information. And it was hard to come by. Back in the 70s, the 80s, this is definitely what people didn't want to talk about in the illegal arena. This information they didn't share with you. And I'm sharing with you openly, willingly, and for free. The only thing I require from you is your time. As you're starting to learn by now, your constitutional rights are not a given. They're earned, and this is how I earned mine. A lot of people say I'm lucky in court. I'm not lucky in court. I just know what I'm talking about. Although the U.S. Declaration of Independence originally on July 4th, 1770, features multiple references to God, the U.S. Federal Constitution makes no explicit mention to God. I mean, the imperfection is that nobody's living up to the oath. It's rare that that happens. Just look up penalties for violating the oath. Okay, people, I'm just giving you all the laws you can use to obtain your constitutional rights. It took me 10 years in suing Social Security, but I got my back pay and I got my red, white, and blue card. People called me stupid. Give up. They're not going to give it to you, and they wouldn't. Because it all started with deprivation of rights. My attorneys, and when I arrogantly, in the end, when the decision, we went back to court, and, the judge was mad. Apparently, we got sued and lost, so we got to, change our decision and decide what we're going to give this guy. And the way he acted and the way he came down on me as if I was an attorney myself, because he was citing about the length of time, the paperwork, it's just, he was talking about diligence, expediting litigation, communication. I had a whole bunch of evidence that I issued, but the judge didn't want it, and the lawyer didn't want it. The judge says, you didn't talk to me, you didn't talk to your lawyer. But no, they were legally obligated to talk to me, but they didn't know that I knew what I knew. So I let them carry on, and after 3.5 hours, the judge wanted a recess. 15 minutes, went outside to smoke a cigarette. The lawyer told me, he says, yeah, I don't think you're going to get your back pay all your 10 years, or I don't think you're going to get your red, white, blue card. You probably have to just get Medicaid. So I don't think so. I said, what? I said, watch what I say when I go back in there. He said, what? And I was mad because he was acting a fool. So I had a copy of the Rules of Professional Conduct and a copy of the Code of Judicial Conduct. I had a complaint form with the ARDC and a complaint form the Judicial Inquiry Board already filled out with their names, and I didn't have it typed out. I had it written out, but I didn't get to finish because my hands were messed up. I was trying to get somebody to type it out for me, and I was trying to use... I wasn't very good with... the electronics. That's when I decided I needed to buy a computer, figure out how to use it and program it and find what I needed to talk to you about. And that took a while. Okay, but I got done, and here we are. Okay, so take advantage of, what it took me a very long time, the knowledge to accumulate. And I'm sharing it, and I'm showing you all the key points, all right? Where to attack at, what to bring up, So my next video, I'm going to go over the Code of Judicial Conduct with you, okay, just briefly, because on TikTok, I get more views on TikTok and Facebook, but Facebook accepts my 2-hour videos, YouTube accepts, but TikTok only 1 hour. Okay, but this is one of my goals, to form a more perfect union. And in order to create laws that are more meaningful, more conducive to the greater good, first we got to get people, number one, to live up to the oath. I mean, that's the start with a more perfect union. The oath of public service gives a great meaning to the oath of office. No matter what office they take, they still have to abide by the oath of public service. Okay, so that gives you definition to that oath. Okay, people, nothing but peace and love for you. May your God always be with you. May your Creator always be with you and rain many blessings. I wish you nothing but a long life and good health.